about when men these days, they're like, marriage is just a piece of paper. Why can't we just do what we're doing? And why do we gotta do all that? And I love you.
That is the biggest scam from a dusty man or a dusty person,
Dusty
period.
must show that you're a good woman, a good wife, potentially, without doing all this stuff for our boyfriend. You know?
Live separate.
Okay.
Okay, come in, Mom.
Okay, we don't have. Okay, it's me, Jazzy, and I'm back with another video that's gonna blow your mind. Okay, we are cramped up because we had to make the shot work. So we look a little cramped just because we're a little cramped. Today we are going to be talking about, oh, first of all, let me introduce the lovely ladies in this film in my life. I say lovely ladies to make it even closer. All right. This is the matriarch of my household, of my life, of mi grandma, mi abuela, Sandra, and this is me aunt from my maternal, these are my maternal side family. So my mom's oldest younger sister, Dee, baby Dee's older sister. So and today we're gonna be talking about, what are we talking about, ladies?
Marriage.
Let's not say it, let's just show it.
Marriage.
I have the baby one on today, but you know, otherwise, yeah.
I have stuff going on. First of all, let's just introduce our little background of our little marriage. We'll start from newlywedish to oldest married, right? So I've been married for over a year and a half. August 23rd, 2018 is when I got married. So a little over a year and a half to, you've seen them on some other videos, maybe not, my newlywed videos and some vacation videos. So yes.
And I've been married coming up on 5 years in July. 5 whole years. And I got married 2015 in July.
In July. How'd you make it 5 years?
Picking and choosing my battles. Shut up. Let him have the last say. But at the end of the day, you're one and you come together and just don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't
that
sweat
is hard.
the small stuff. It is hard. Yeah, but you bite your tongue and keep it moving. And it'll work out. It'll work out.
It will work out. Okay, Grandma. How long you been married to my grandpa?
Well, I've been married.
Oh, you went from the South. Now she was born and raised in the Pacific Northwest.
Washington.
51 years.
51 years.
Yes, September 24th.
September 24th. I
In
did not know that.
Yeah, 1967.
I don't know where we were, but you were saying, we had to cut off, but you were saying you were married for 51 years.
Yes,
And when did you get married?
1967.
1967.
Pretty much out of high school. I was only 19.
Oh, okay. Right out of high school. He snatched you right on up.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know how you met Grandpa.
No.
So I actually want to know, how did you meet him?
Well, there was this big church, this big band called the Battle of the Bands in 1967, and they would advertise that on the radio and everything. We weren't all like excited about it because it was like the 60s. Their 60s. It wasn't so much like the black music, but we didn't care. It was an opportunity to go out.
Oh,
we want to know just to get out that night. So I decided with me and my sister, who just lately passed away, and her boyfriend, and then me and another girl. Decided we were gonna all go, and so her boyfriend took us all the way out, and so he walks in this place, and there's lots and lots of people because they're excited about these bands they're playing and everything, and there's lots of people and so, and I kind of like, he just kind of caught my eye, or I caught his eye, and I could have stood out. He said,
Oh, you stood out
because I was just so plain, and. Plain, no makeup.
Oh, so he wanted
and my skirts weren't too short, and I was kind of like struck him as being a little different. But yeah, I guess sweet. I guess he liked my tiny waist. He said, "You never." You remember the tiny little waist?
You wanted a simple woman that wasn't fast, who didn't have all that makeup on, and
conservative.
And he was a guy that really had the women. He really the women loved him.
Man.
Yeah, he was a ladies' man because he had a really great personality, and everybody liked being around him. He was a party goer and everything. And then he made sure he danced with me there with the second dance again. And then when it came time to hand out phone numbers and everything, I just let's see, did I give him? Oh, I got his phone number.
Oh, did he? He's like, here, take my number.
Yes, take my number. You know,
like, give me your number,
what disturbed him is I didn't ask her his number, and he said, "Wait a minute, what does she think she is? She's gonna ask for my number? Every girl asks for my number."
Oh, he was one
because
of those
he was
guys.
popular. Well, he's real popular and the ladies' man, and he told his friends how to date and how come they weren't they could get girls but they couldn't keep them, and you must be doing something wrong. He was a real.
All right, he's gonna hold it for us. Okay, we're back again. My camera almost did a kamikaze suicide mission. So he got upset because you didn't ask him. He didn't ask you, or
well, it just kind of threw him for a loop. He wasn't upset. It's just like, what is this? What is with this? Everybody, it's like the average girl would have asked for my number. Why didn't she?
Right.
So I think that kind of drew his attention even more. And it was pretty much like he was after me rather than me after him.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of girls that would go after him.
So how long did you guys? How old were you when you met him?
19.
But you married at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got married about 6 months later.
Oh, wow! I never knew that.
Yeah.
Lead it.
Yeah. Yes.
So did you save yourself until marriage?
Well, I think that's why we got married so early.
Oh, okay.
Because at that time, if girls got pregnant outside of marriage, it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
On them.
Crucifixion.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Supposed to be, and they went to my mother.
6 months. Wow.
Well, okay, we met in April, so this was a spring dance or something like that. And April, May, June, July, August, September, so 5 months later.
Hey, you guys in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's quite interesting because he had all these girlfriends, and there's two of them he shook them off. But there's two of them kind of stuck with him because they were like really in the relationship with him or felt like they were. One had 6 kids, so he was trying to avoid any girls. Avoid any girls. Avoid any girls. She tried to smoke his apartment down when I put the cigarette under the door.
We're getting all the tea.
Wow.
And she was a little older than him, but and he couldn't take that responsibility. And there was another one called Nancy. She was tall, slender. She was a white girl. She had her hair bouffant and everything, had pretty green eyes and all that.
Yeah, that's in the 60s.
In the 60s, yeah. And he had to finally break it off from her, and so. I remember you said they got in a big fight. He says, she hits hard too. She's tall. And
well, I met my beloved mosquito on public transportation.
That sounds familiar.
15 years
That
ago.
sounds familiar. Wow. It runs in the family.
I was on my way to work.
What bus route was it?
We met on Route 101.
Oh my God.
From Renton to downtown Seattle.
Oh my God.
And anybody that knows anything about Seattle, if you work downtown, you either got to catch the bus or the train, or if you're crazy, you drive.
Right. You want to take.
But yeah.
Did you know that me and Eugene met on the 101 bus?
Yeah, that's what we were just having in common. Is the public transportation.
Except we were downtown going to Renton.
Yeah, and I noticed a gentleman with earphones on the bus, but, just, riding the bus, minding my business, but he was always in my view. I always noticed him. And then one day...
Oh, multiple times, not just that one day.
No, it was multiple times. And then one day he came up and he sat beside me and he didn't say anything. And I was like...
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, do you ride this bus often? I was like, yeah, I do. And then there was another bus I would catch too, but I can't remember right now. I think it was, 150 or something like that?
Yeah, that goes downtown?
Yeah. And I was like, yes, I do. And he was like, he was so suave with it though. I didn't even realize I was being hit on until he got off the bus. And when he got off the bus, I was like, did he really just try to finesse me? Did he really try to talk to me? And he did. And then the next time, I think like maybe a week later, I seen him again and we chatted it up and we exchanged telephone numbers. And he was, before you knew it, he was walking me off the bus and walking me to my job. And then he would walk to his job. And so we dated. Long story short, we dated for 10 years. But we didn't live together. But we dated for 10 years. And we've been married now for coming up 5 years in July. Yeah.
Now, if you want to hear how I met my hubby, I have 2 videos that you can go check out, period. So you want to know how I met, and you got a little insight because her story was almost a little bit similar to mine, but not quite because I wasn't talking to a passenger, I was talking to a driver, period. Anyways, so marriage, it's hard. There's your ups, there's your downs, there's your I'm over it, and there's your let's make babies tonight. How do you manage the ups? How do you manage the downs? Because I'm in my baby marriage. It's fresh and new. You have 5 years. You have 51 years. How have you guys made it as far as you made it?
For me personally, I knew that I married someone that was going to take care of me, and somebody that was in love with me that would die for me. That's why I married who I married. And so even though he's getting on my nerves, and anybody knows me knows that I can be very annoying as well. We give each other space. I leave him alone. I leave him alone. I give him his space. And then we come back and I give him a hug and I tell him how much I love him and we have a conversation and, we move on. But if something's going on unfavorably that's bothering me, I have a rule where I give it an hour. If it bothers me over an hour, then I bring it up. And we have a conversation. But if it's something corny and minuscule, then I let it go.
What were you saying?
Pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, pick and choose your battles.
I was pregnant with our daughter. Our marriage was good. I know I make it look good, but when I was pregnant, it had its waves of, just not happiness. We were living in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Tiny. I think it was 645 square feet. It was tiny. I was pregnant. We were just getting ready to have a baby together, and I probably was mean to him, so he was mean back to me. You think because I'm pregnant, he would be nice,
right? And
no,
patient.
He would argue with me, stress me out, and argue with me. But once the baby came, it was good. And you'll find this out soon when you guys have a baby on your own. Is that baby is going to test your relationship. That baby's really going to test your relationship.
Babies make relationships harder, not easier.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. So, but if you and your husband have a good, solid bond, which it seems like you do, I would say you do, then that's not going to be an issue. You just get over it. You'll get past it.
Okay, Grandma. Have you gotten through some?
Oh, yeah, really downs, But then, because it was so down, there was a lot of forgiveness to involve, and the church helped so much. When I say the church, my relationship with my spiritual belief, it really helped preserve our marriage.
And you got that into the church.
Yeah, and he wasn't in the church when I first met him. That's another thing. But he finally got in there. A special pastor came in, and that just they could relate to each other, and that helped a lot. And he got baptized and that made things much easier because I was going to church all by myself for a long time. Just me and Debbie, my oldest daughter. And I said, I'm married, but we never saw him. But then till later, it was real good. And then there's still some always ups and downs, but I attribute it to God in prayer.
Have you? I feel like nowadays when we talk divorce, it's really, really easy. Just get divorced if you're having but I feel like during your time, divorce was still more of a taboo. It wasn't just left and right. What would you?
Yeah, more of a taboo,
right?
And it's so much in the church too.
So have you ever?
People weren't getting divorced very much in our denomination, as today.
So have you ever in your marriage was I am going to leave this man.
Yeah, and I have too.
Oh, you left.
I did
Separated.
actually.
Walked out.
Yeah, I did.
How long?
And then not like maybe a week or two.
I mean, because you met him, 6 months later you got married, so you're still getting to know him while you're married.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
You know, so you
really.
still, So I have to feel like every relationship you break up at least a couple times before, you know,
I guess
everybody
yeah.
has a breakup, but yeah. Stuck with it.
Finally.
Okay, Grandma, Auntie, for women out here who are single, what would you say to a single female? Do they have to submit? Is that to be 100% submissive?
Well,
or what does submissive mean to you as a submissive person?
Let's do it first.
Yeah.
But submissive is like, well, let him be the man.
Mm-hmm.
Let him lead like he's supposed to. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of it has to do of his upbringing too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but let him help the decisions and like be submit, be gentle and feminine, not like the man. You know. Mm-hmm. Because actually, you don't want to
demasculate him.
Demasculate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say in today's generation that a woman and a man need to be themselves, and as long as you understand the rule and the roles in which marriage is, like, I don't believe in being submissive and holding a man down and being a ride or die for a man is relevant if you're single. Those are things you do for someone you have a marriage license with. That is something you do for your husband, not a boyfriend.
No.
And not a boyfriend that you live with. I don't believe that a woman and a man should cohabitate together. If there's no plan in place. Mm-hmm. Even with a plan, you can have a plan and have a date set, and then you still not get married, and you're stuck with children, you're stuck having to share and help pay bills, you're stuck cooking and cleaning for a man that you are not legally binded to.
Or
and spiritually, yeah. But you know, when I was younger and I was dating, I cooked and cleaned, and I never gave money though. But I cooked and cleaned and was there for my man and this and that, because that was the example I had growing up. But what I failed to realize, and what I kind of wasn't taught, not placing blame, was that that's done for your husband, not a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, Eugene, are we still recording? Just to Okay. So with that being said, how do you feel when a guy says something like, well, I want to see if you're actually wifey material before I marry you? Like, how do you show that you're a good woman, a good wife, potentially, without doing all this stuff for a boyfriend? You know?
Live separate.
Okay.
Live separate. Do not cohabitate together. Live separate. Then that way he has his own, he can hold his own on his own 2 feet, and you have your own. And you can stand on your own 2 feet. But I don't believe in all this living together and splitting bills and when you're single.
Yeah.
That you're shorting yourself.
I did live with my person before we got married. Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It might work.
Right.
It's rare that it does. I know a couple.
We didn't split bills though. I guess like I say, I'm kind of spoiled.
I know a couple of success stories where it's worked out, where they lived together and got married. I know of 2. Mm-hmm. But it's just not a good idea.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's good to build your own, have your own, stand on your own 2 feet, and then bring what you guys have separate together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was single for many, many years. I always had my own place to stay. All my bills were always in my name, and my husband was the same way. My husband had been divorced for over 22 years. My husband is significantly older than me, but I'm his second wife. But yeah. It was separate. He had his own table.
Okay, so let's talk husband wife. Mm-hmm. Okay. You have a husband, you're the wife. Your wife works full time, husband works full time. But the husband says, okay, I want you to pay half the bills, obviously half of everything, come out of your check, but I also want you to clean every day, cook every day, and mind the kids, mind the house, pay half the bills. I'm the man of the house, I still run this. You have less say. How do you feel about that? chime in, Grandma.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband is a provider. I don't know anything about that situation, to be honest. But if you're both working, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Then the woman you're the woman. You have to follow your man. Maybe you should stop working and tend to the house, and you'll be less stressed out.
Okay, but what if he's telling you, I want you to work. I need help with the bills. You have to help me. I don't want a wife. I don't want a stay-at-home wife. But I still want you. I want you to work.
Then you know what? You sit down with your partner and you tell them what you can and cannot handle.
Right.
You set boundaries. Say, well, I understand what you're saying. You are your husband's helpmate, but I can't handle X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You tell them what you can handle and what you can't.
Yeah. Because I'm not even lying. I had an argument on Facebook with this random person. It's like, well, you want a woman to cook, clean, and pay half the bills, but you want to be the man of the house. And it's like, well, she's taking on some of your roles, so therefore she's half man of the house, I feel, but also, like, for me, I don't want to be a stay-at-home wife because I know I lack in matronly things.
Is that now?
Okay, so I have this like mentality where like, okay, well, if I work and I bring in some money, then you help clean. We just do it together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all that burden on me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of it has it to do with the way we were raised, too, the family structure that we came up with. And like my husband Don, he and his father were never. His mother and father were never together. He really never knew his real father. But there was a male father like Charlie, who was his grandfather. He was the role model, and this man worked all the time, and so those are values, and they stayed together forever until he died. He and his grandmother. So that's where he got his family values from. Very much so. And my family values was being independent. I was capable of being independent, but I realized the importance of marriage and what his role was supposed to be. Pretty much. And so that wasn't really a conflict. And he wanted me to work, and I needed to work because I realized the biggest bills was coming out of his check. So I was
you were supplementing.
Supplementing, yeah.
But you still let him.
Because the Bible says we're helpmeets. I mean, I'm a helpmeet to him.
I would like to say advisor. Because every dynamic is different in a marriage. Everybody's marriage is different.
Yeah.
Like, I help my husband with the bills. I don't pay the bills, but I say we put X, Y, and Z here. Next month we do that. I have a plan for the money.
Right.
So what I bring to the table is knowing the value of $1 and making sure the money is appropriated where it should go.
You manage the money.
Yeah, I do. He brings it in and I manage it. I guess you can say.
Oh yeah, we would write down all the bills and what's important. We do it together. Yeah.
And I'm good at saving. He's not. So that's why
I'm good at savings. That's what I do. I have the savings and I
we need couches. We need something.
Right.
There it is. It's paid for because I saved it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alrighty. Also, okay, so what is, like, let's say it doesn't have to be your husband, or just like what is like, okay, what I guess what could be like your final straw? What would push you completely to the edge and say, I got to go? And what's work honorable? You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfaithfulness. If he was unfaithful, that was it. I could forgive him, but if he kept doing it, it was there's a psychological reason, stuff like that. It was you'd have to let him go. And even the Bible
says, at what
says,
point? Because you know, like where was your pushing limit?
Yeah, I don't think cheating is a deal breaker. I think you can work past that.
You can work.
You can, yeah. And you
don't try me, but you can work past.
I think finding out why it happened is really important.
Yeah. Okay. What about
outside children?
That's what I was just saying.
Outside children for me personally would be the
I tell you,
ultimate
domestic violence. That is him beating on you. Oh Lord, no.
Yeah.
That's like a stab in the heart. The
outside children.
Yeah.
You wasn't smart enough to wrap it up.
Yeah.
No.
That's a hard.
How do you feel about when men these days they're like, marriage is just a piece of paper. Why can't we just do what we're doing? And why do we gotta do all that? And I love you.
That is the biggest scam from a dusty man or a dusty person,
Dusty,
period.
musty, broke.
That is just so disgusting. And that shows that that person is not 110% in it with you.
Yeah.
Right.
When someone is 110% and more in it with you, they don't have a problem getting that license because it's legally binding. You know, something could happen to your partner. You're not over it. His mother would be over it. Or a parent or a sibling would be over it, not you.
Yeah, you have no say in what happens.
And I just
You're in
feel,
critical condition, and you're not even allowed to go in the hospital room because you're not kin.
and my heart bleeds for these women that are soaking up this blasphemy is what it is. You're giving your best years to a man
Who could just walk away?
he could just walk off. Granted, if you're married, he can do the same thing, but there's consequences.
Yeah,
if you're
you go to
legally
court.
married,
Right.
he can't just do that. He can, but there's consequences for doing that. But that's just, that's horrible. Oh,
Yeah.
marriage is just a piece
It's
of paper.
manipulative.
It is very manipulative.
Men are very manipulative. I've seen a man swindle some people and then say, I love you at the end of their sentence, and the girl just melts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, men are selfish by nature.
Yeah.
And they always look out for themselves first. Always. But if a man is really loves you and has bonded to your heart, and you bonded to his heart, then you're good. He's gonna marry you for real.
And now, could you, okay, so I'm assuming that we've all married men whose income is more than what ours are.
Okay.
Could you marry someone whose income is significantly less than yours? And would he still be considered the man of the house if you were?
Yeah, I think, I could. Because you're basing on somebody just by what they make. I mean, that's just temporary. He can always get a raise. He can always get a better job later on as we go along. And he probably would if she just be patient and wait till he does, you know. I mean, but there's a lot of stigma because he doesn't make that. But that's very narrow, I think.
Well, yeah, you can date someone that makes less money, but marrying, no.
less money.
Oh,
like,
marriage.
it depends on what you are, because maybe you had a chance to go to college and maybe you didn't, and then there was a difference.
Well, then don't marry that person until they're
Right.
ready. A lot of guys don't want to even do that until they're financially secure.
Secure,
Take care of a household.
until they build
Yeah.
themselves up.
Yeah, I'm a hypergamous female, and that no.
Well, this man would
Because
have
I
to
feel
be.
like you would.
You had to have something going on for him very strong that I would respect.
Because I feel like for me, I feel like it would be hard to say, okay, you're the man of the household when I'm taking care of the household. Like, I'm the man of the household, and then I'm an Aries, so if I get any kind of sense of like I gotta be dominant, then you're not gonna like me.
You can't turn it off?
I can't turn it off.
Wow.
Once it happens, it's there. Like, in my relationship, that's never happened, but in prior relationships, that has happened, and it's just like I can't.
My whole thing, and a lot of people aren't gonna like what I have to say, but if I have to work like a dog, I'm gonna stay single.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna work to help you with stuff and be stressed out about money, and we two people, like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I just stay single.
Yeah.
So when he can get his stuff together and there's a time limit on that, then no.
Yeah.
We're just not gonna
so
be
you're not
married.
saying like you wouldn't date somebody, but you just wouldn't.
Dating, yeah, okay, because a lot can happen.
Yeah.
But marriage, no.
Yeah.
Marriage. I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, I can see what you mean, because why isn't he? Maybe he's not keeping his job. Something's not quite regular there, because either he's not keeping a job, which is a no-no in a marriage, and he can't keep one job and go from one to the next. There's a problem there. Maybe alcohol or drugs, who knows, or whatever.
Or
dysfunctionalism.
Now, if you're married, if you're married for X amount of years and something happens to your spouse where your spouse gets sick, that is a totally different can of worms.
Yeah, like you've been.
So let's be clear on that.
Yeah, so you've been married.
But before
5,
he was,
10,
but
50
now,
years.
yeah, that's different.
Yeah, and he's been holding it down. And he lost a job, and you kind of have to maybe
that's different.
That's different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Let's
Let's talk about romance.
Oh, okay.
Are your partners romantic?
kind of wore off. Well, he's not well.
Well, back in the day.
He doesn't have all his health, but I mean, in the new days, in the early days, yeah, oh, yeah, he was very.
When did the romance die? I don't want to say die, or did he slack?
I don't know.
And did it bother you? Obviously not that much. You're still married. You still love him.
No, it didn't bother me because when he started having health problems, I said, well, his health is more important.
Right. Okay.
And we had that bond anyway.
Yeah.
The strong bond, you know. So, no, it didn't bother me. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Today.
What about you, Dee?
It kind of slacked off when I got pregnant, and I guess you're saying I was being mean. It kind of slacked, but it picked back up. You know, I'll go online and say, I want this. He's like, oh, okay. That's romance to me.
Did you have a lot of romance in your day?
Yes, he was romantic. He would run my bath water, and you know, we would go out and have fancy dinners. Well, we still go out for dinner, but it slows down. But like I say, you gotta pick and choose your battles. You know, if you're married to a provider,
Who's doing everything he's supposed to? Okay, he didn't come home with flowers.
Who cares if he don't come home with some chocolate or some flowers?
You know, I think my husband he did this strategically on purpose. He was never romantic, so I can't say that it died because it was never quite there.
Yeah.
So I don't miss it. But I mean, when we went on our anniversary, we got chocolate covered strawberries, and the room was decorated. I was giving him a hard time because it wasn't at first, but then towards the end, you know, he tries, but he's very much so a man, and he's very much so like.
Yeah, my husband is like that too. He's not into all that.
But we never did Valentine's Day or anything. But like, it doesn't bother me because we go on vacation so many times a day.
Right, you guys go.
We travel all the time. I've literally never went out the country until I started dating him. So I didn't have a passport until I started dating him. So there was so much that was brought that that didn't really matter. But I mean, every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I will, you know, I like to, you know, some flowers. Yeah. You know, my husband's holding a camera, so, you know, just some flowers, you know.
Yeah, it's like
maybe his way of being romantic is going on vacation.
Because it benefits him too, you know what I'm saying? But are you guys romantic? Do you guys do romantic gestures to your husbands?
Not as much as I should.
You know.
Not as much as I should either.
I do express to him how much I love him and how much he does mean to me.
Yeah.
That's more important than anything. And I do that.
I don't think I do that enough.
After the mortgage payment has gone through.
I don't do that enough.
Yeah. Oh, I was there at your apartment and you said I love you. You know, you right now.
I always tell him that. You know,
says,
sometimes
I love you too.
Everything is a whirlwind. Everything is busy, but stop and tell your
partner.
My
romance is cooking him dinner that night. Because it doesn't happen too often.
Cooking.
Now, no, one time I went to Pie Place Market and I got some flowers and I said I got these because they were beautiful, just like you. And you know, beautiful, just like him.
Okay.
And I got some flowers. Yeah. Is there anything you like to add to single folks or married folks?
Single folks, the most important thing I have to say is carry your own first before you get in a relationship with anybody.
Don't
before you get married.
Hotels or something.
Exactly. Be you, do you first, and be independent separately.
Yeah. I'll say, don't rush it, especially if you're young. Coming for the young lady, I swear when I first met him, I was like, oh, I knew I was gonna marry him from jump, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna marry him. That's gonna be it. But I was doing too much. I was 19, 20. I was like, I wanted to be married at 21 like my mom, and you know what I'm saying? Just calm down, chill, grow, experience life.
Right. Yeah.
Get that childish fun out. It's like it's okay to go out and party when you're 21, no kids. But when you want to settle down and become someone's wife, things have to, you know, backtrack a little. So just take your time.
Yeah. And marry when you're ready, because when you marry young, you marry this person for X amount of years, you feel like you're missing out on something. Yeah. And that's where the cheating comes from.
You
cheat.
When I called myself having my first boyfriend, I was like, yeah, this is it for the rest of my life. But then I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. I wonder what he's like. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Any advice for a long-lasting marriage?
God. Jesus.
Whoa.
He saved my life many times. I could have been dead, and so could he have been. We could have killed each other. He could have killed me. It's so bad. And I thank God for that, you know. And even though I don't think, God must have put us together that way, you know. But our signs are compatible.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, you're a real one. We really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you want more, I don't know, just talks with women and men in my family and just, you know.
We should do this more often.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah. Some bonding time because I have one grandmother left and I need to spend a lot of time with her. And I've learned so much today that I did not know about.
Me too.
My grandma and grandpa. So if you haven't, call your grandmother today and spend some time with her. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye. Okay, let's take a cover photo or just take just smile on the camera.
Okay.
Then let's keep recording.
Move it a little more, Mom. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, cameraman.
And then just